They say when a woman leaves, it's not always noticeable. Chester experienced it firsthand and was left in confusion. Their marriage with Angela was approaching a silver jubilee when unexpectedly he fell madly in love. He saw her at the cafe. The girl was sitting at the table, absent-mindedly twirling a napkin with her delicate fingers, appearing completely lost. She looked so sad, vulnerable, and fragile that Chester immediately felt the urge to protect her from the world. He ordered a hot coffee for the girl. He silently placed it in front of her, offering her a sip. "This will help," he said, surprised by his own gesture. The stranger smiled gratefully, but there were no further words exchanged. Chester was taken aback. He was used to women showing interest in him, trying to get closer. But this time, the man had already convinced himself 100 times that his presentable appearance, athletic look, and expensive, well-tailored suits had a magical effect on women. He had indulged in numerous affairs, and the count was immeasurable. However, this girl not only didn't react to his charming appearance or appreciate his gallant gesture, but also turned away, as if his appearance meant nothing to her. She simply couldn't bear or tolerate his presence. In bewilderment, Chester sat at the girl's table and observed her intently. After a few minutes, the girl grew nervous. It was then when Chester delivered a crushing blow. "Let's go to the seaside. I think that's exactly what you need right now, the sea." The stranger's eyes widened with surprise. "Well, why not?" she replied. "By the way, my name is Chester, and you are Lily." "All right, Lily, will you accompany me?" The girl nodded silently. In the evening, Chester casually told his wife, "I'm going on a business trip for a week. Please pack what I need." "Okay," Angela replied, without asking any questions. They haven't been talking much lately, especially after their children left the nest. Their daughter got married and their son also tied the knot. Before that, they used to discuss significant family purchases, current issues, plan weekends or vacations. Now that necessity naturally disappeared, and they found themselves with nothing to talk about. Angela was perfectly fine with it. Her feelings towards Chester might have cooled off long ago, ever since she learned about his first affair. Many years had passed since then. She barely survived the betrayal and considered divorce, but changed her mind. They had a joint business and very young children, and Angela, swallowing her pride, decided not to confront her husband about knowing his affairs and kept the family together, or at least the appearance of it. Affairs had been coming and going over the years, but Angela, who heard about each new fling from one of the company's employees, was no longer bothered by them. She had already made up her mind. Let him do what he wants. She would wait until the children grew up, and then she would see. After all, it's never too late to leave. Time passed, and Angela continued to fulfill her duties as a wife professionally, on time, without unnecessary complaints or emotions. "I have the perfect wife," Chester boasted when talking to his friends. "And what's even more amazing, she loves me." It seemed like she knew everything, but she remained silent and tolerated his casual affairs. Her composure and determination amazed him. How could he not notice that his wife had long been pretending to have the perfect family life for the sake of the children? Angela managed to stay with him, but Chester earned her contempt. He began to realize that true happiness was right there, and he was always looking left and right, seeking new adventures. Now, suddenly faced with the prospect of divorce and losing his business, Chester realized that his life had been one big deception. He deceived himself and his family. He felt sad and lonely, but deep down there was hope that he could correct his mistakes. Chester decided to start with himself. He understood the need to reassess his values and learn to appreciate what truly mattered, family and genuine feelings. After a few days, Chester returned to Angela, Humbled by his shortcomings and ready to acknowledge his mistakes, he knew their relationship might not be the same, but he wanted to try and change, to become a better husband and father. Thus began a new phase in their shared life. Angela cautiously took him back. She also had her worries and didn't want to destroy what they had built together. Perhaps this crisis became a turning point in their relationship. Chester and Angela started rebuilding their family life from scratch, based on openness, trust, and sincerity. He realized that true happiness isn't found in constantly seeking new thrills, but rather in caring for loved ones and making them happy. In their story, there was wisdom in the lessons learned and an understanding that happiness could always be nearby if they knew how to cherish and protect what is truly precious and valuable. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment on this story and watch my next videos.